Hey everyone, Vivo has been innovating and pushing for a bezel-free future since last year at MWC. They're finally starting to bring some of their tricks to the mid-range market and wrapping it all up in a gorgeous package. But is that enough to make a really good device? I'm Angie for GSM Arena, and these are the top features of the Vivo V15 Pro. First, this phone has a really gorgeous design. There's a blue gradient that looks awesome when it catches a light and a strip for the triple camera setup. The power and volume buttons are on the right side, while there's a dedicated voice assistant button on the left. On the top, there's the hidden pop-up selfie camera and the ever-rarer headphone jack. Surprisingly, you'll also find a dedicated microSD card slot and a separate dual SIM slot. It's a rather light device despite the battery size, and it's comfortable in the hand. I would hesitate to call it something that you can totally use with one hand, but the UI includes gestures and shortcuts that makes it easier to access without having to stretch your thumb across the entire display. The nearly 6.4-inch AMOLED screen has a Full HD resolution and thin bezels with no notches or hole punches that cut into what you're watching. On the front of the display, there's a 5th-generation in-display fingerprint reader. There's also Face Unlock with the automatic pop-up selfie camera. While not instantaneous or very secure, it's also unexpectedly quick, so whichever method you prefer, you'll have no difficulty unlocking your phone. Our version has the new Snapdragon 675 chipset and 6 gigs of RAM, though there's also a version with 8 gigabytes. So far, we haven't seen a slowdown when gaming or multitasking, but we'll have to put it to the test to see what the V15 Pro's capabilities really are. The phone has a large 3,700 mAh battery, so it'll be interesting to see what its battery life will be. It also includes an 18-watt fast charger, so we're expecting some pretty good speeds when we have to recharge the phone. The Vivo V15 Pro sports Android Pie with FunTouch OS 9 on top. Like many other UIs, it includes its own gestures, which again, are better than the pill navigation you find on stock Android. On that note, if you're a stock Android lover, you should know that this UI is pretty customized. Increasingly, it seems that the days of dual camera setups are over because 3 cameras are in. There's one crazy 48-megapixel main shooter. There's also an 8-megapixel wide camera and a 5-megapixel depth sensor for portrait mode. Vivo has also included a night mode, so we're curious to see how it stacks up to the others we've seen on the market. We first saw the pop-up selfie camera on the Vivo Apex concept phone last year, and since then, Vivo has included it on a number of their devices. At 32 megapixels, this camera also has a crazy megapixel count, which might mean it'll be able to take some pretty nice selfies. The Vivo V15 Pro seems to be an extremely promising mid-ranger. However, with its weird mashup of flagship and mid-range features, it seems like its success will entirely depend on how Vivo prices it. If you have any questions about the phone, leave them in the comments below and we'll try to get to them in the full review. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you next time.